Welcome, my friends, one and all, to the Love Them Knives channel. LTK here. We Knives. Brad Zinker design called the Miscreant. I got to tell you, I really like this knife. I wasn't sure when I first saw it just on paper. And I got way more sure as soon as I pulled it out of the box and I handled it. I just really like this knife. I'm not, well, I am, I know why I do. I was going to say I'm not sure why I like it so much. Well, one thing, it's a big knife. It's a 9-inch knife. Okay, so it's a 4-inch blade, 9 inches overall. It's a big knife. Depending on where you want to measure, but you're really right to the frame there. It's 4 inches. It's 100 millimeters. It's 102 or 3 millimeters, and not quite 9 inches. So, yeah, 4-inch blade, not quite 9, 8 3/4. Not quite 22.5 centimeters, but I mean, even though it's not quite 9 inches, that's a whole lot of blade for that. And check it out. So it's a frame lock, okay? So it's a titanium frame lock. This one's the champagne with the holes. They have one that's like black with the gold anno in the holes, and it's much more striking, I think, than this in that regard. But nah, I kind of like leaving it light champagne, kind of classy look, and, you know, so I don't know why they didn't do the gold in these on the backside, but they didn't. I guess that'd probably be about my only bitch and moan about this knife. Interesting, they cut this off, very squared off look. But I think that's part of the charm that drew me to the knife. Flipper tap, not overly out there. I mean, it's small, it's not taking over the design, it's gemmed, it's easy, it's very intuitive to actuate. There you go. The blade stock is fairly thin. There's jimping on top of the blade. There is a big choil up front you can get on, and it's relatively sharp. It's pretty good. Pretty good factory edge, okay? Not scary, crazy sharp, but pretty good factory edge. And comes in a pouch, inside zipper pouch, etc. I'll get to that later. What really struck me about this knife was how slender it was, how big it was, how super light it was. Okay, check this out. This is really needs to come first in this whole review, is how light this thing is, because that's just the crazy part of this knife. I mean, it's 2.76 ounces, okay, for almost a 9-inch knife. I mean, that's just the insane part here. 78.3 grams. This is 80 grams. This is the Doman Mini, okay, 2.84. Okay, this is the Mini, not the full-size Doman from Kaiser. So look at that. That's insane. This is lighter. Go figure. You know, so this at 2.75, it's not all that much heavier than like the Benchmade Bailout, which is 2 ounces. Yeah, 0.7, 0.75 heavier. But, I mean, really, for all practical purposes, you're not going to feel that fraction of an ounce carrying it. And it's so slender. Come here, where's mine? Well, hell, I can hit it with this. This is crazy. 0.375 of an inch. 9.5 millimeters. I mean, what are most of them? Like 12 millimeters? 12 to 15? I mean, that's crazy slender, way more slender than, and where are you, Red? than even the paramilitary 2, correct? Much less most other knives that might be bigger. Here's my Hornet from Tepe Designs. It's way thicker, way thicker. And there's a, it's much bigger too. Well, it's not as big as a Recon. I keep pulling the Recon out here. I like my Recon, but yeah, this is 9 1/4. So this is a 1/2 inch shorter, but the blade, the same. And if you really look at this blade, you go, can I pierce? Yeah. Can I slice? Yeah. Is it billboarded up? No, it's got Brad Zinker's little moniker on there. That's it, folks. White Mountain Knives, they've got them. I got mine from them. And, they're in and out of stock all the time. So at the time I printed this, they were in stock, $233.75. Okay, S35VN. This is the 913B, so this is the Champagne, etc. And here's your layout here. Not quite 9 inches, yes, 4 inch, 101.6 millimeters, etc. And there's your blade thickness, 3.2 millimeters. But, just remember, 10% off. Use the LTK discount code. So then you're going to get closer to $200 than you are to $250, okay? Once you take $23.37 off. So, that's worth something. And you know what? I think this knife is worth getting. There's 30% lockup, and it's pretty squared off. It's pretty easy to disengage this lock bar. So this thing is just easy in a lot of ways. Super lightweight, crazy lightweight. Well, obviously. But easy in the hands. Even though it's not real thick here, it's got enough height so you're not wrapped around yourself too bad. So you can get pretty good purchase on this. Like I said, jimping up here on top of the blade, it's not overly aggressive, but it's there and it counts. Ceramic bearings, supposedly, and you can flip the pocket clip from right hand to left hand right here. Lanyard hole. Man, that's cool. That's cool. I remember the dog tooth, Zinker, and I don't know, just wasn't in love with the grind of the blade. I know it's a small knife, and so it's a whole different thing than this, but I really like this. I know it's big, it's tall, it's long, but it's super lightweight. Let me do that blade stock. Let me see if I've got it zeroed out. 3.2, 3.2. Yeah, I'm not getting, hold on. Okay, 3.13, somewhere in there. 0.122, really close to an 1/8 inch, but so that's fairly slender. That's not like the 4 millimeter blade stock on some other knives that might be from Wee Knives as well, like the Roxy 4. This is 4 millimeter blade stock. Okay. The Miscreant, no, not that thick. This is 5 ounces. This is 2.8. But you tell me. They're both big, big knives. This is a full 9 inches. This is not quite, but they are really close. So look at the difference in the thickness of the scale of the handle overall. Yeah, quite a big difference. And disengaging, that's really easy, and you go, wow, you almost cut yourself with this blade. Missed and fell and hit my thumb. No, that blade's so light, it hadn't cut me yet, and it has hit me a couple times, like running like that. But I didn't flail it so hard that it actually cut me, and it disengages. It gets over the detent ball on its way down right there. It's over it by then. So really, you can get protected by that flipper tab enough. So it makes it, Yes, it makes it a fidget toy. Centered. No blade plate, no lock rock. Like I said, ergos are fine. Reverse grip, great as well. Pocket clip works. I mean, I carried it. I didn't make special note, but it went in and out of my pocket, so it wasn't a huge pain. I don't remember it to be a pain. So I'm not reporting any big issues with that. Of course, milled pocket clips, probably not as handy and as compliant as the stamped ones, but they are, you got to have it for style points on these things, and they work relatively well. So if I'm going to give it any demerits, yeah, give me the ano on the inside of the holes here, as well as on the front. I really like the way they did that, but I'd have liked it on both sides. There's your lock bar, and there's your over travel stop in there, hardened steel insert, ceramic bearings. But we're going to check that out because we're going to take it apart and take a look. Obviously, you've got your Wii emblem on your pivot, and that's set up. It's got usually a little notch under there. You have to orient it this way to get that pivot to lock down, in place, keep from turning. So it will not turn. It's not, it does have that little notch in there. It keeps it from turning when you undo it. And usually they run number 8s all the way through here. And yes. Okay, so detent. Let's answer that question too before we take it apart. Wow, that's hard, but although I've got my hand on that. Okay. Let me see if I can fail this. Such a light blade. That was an attempt at failing it. So I'd say the detent, extremely appropriate, really good. It's not too aggressively stiff, but I think it's just right. It's dialed in right. Wii knives, they do a pretty damn good job on the detent. So check that out. Oh, come on. Nah, I haven't failed it yet. I'm going to give it only because the blade's so light, this and that, I'm going to give it a 5.3 on my detent scale. It's not scary tough like a 6 would be, but I'm not able to fail it. So I find it to be pretty much on the snappy side rather than the kind of swing and gait side. Yeah, pretty cool. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, and in case you hadn't, let me see if I can pull this apart here. Where am I? Okay. I always usually crack the box open back in this one. Only in one place, but there's a zipper pouch. And you get these cool stickers, which is crazy now. So you got Wii Knife Company on the top, and kind of like a hawk, and then a dragon, Civivi on the bottom, Made Better on the side, the Wii emblem, the Civivi emblem. Those are cool. And of course, microfiber cloth with their logo on it, the card that comes with the knife, and then 2 pockets, and then the plastic where the knife goes in. Very good protection. So, hey, you're going to cough up $200, yeah? And I can tell you maybe a brand or two that doesn't give you a zipper pouch with $200 knife. So they don't all come that way, do they? So it's an extra nice thing. But wow, the quality of these knives, great. So we've got the Miscreant and number 8. Let's do it. There's only one way to get at the pivot, and that's this side. Kick it open. Popped out the pivot surround as well as the center screw. So they both came out. Didn't do it like that on my Roxy 4. The pivot surround stayed in, which is fine. I wasn't looking to necessarily pull that out anyhow. If I'm going to pull it apart just to clean it and kick it with some lube, put it back together, don't need to do that. And I definitely, here's the other one that's a frame screw, okay? So there, but you know, the pocket clip, unless that goes into the frame, and I think it does actually here. In this case, I think it does. So we're going to take it off. And we're in there, aren't we? Ooh, baby. We kicked it off. And did we get completely out? Oh, yeah, we did. Now we lost the screw. Whew, about fell off the table. Ooh, that pocket clip is settled in. Wow. That's really fit right in that little place. I'm going to leave it. Good enough. Okay, so here's your over travel stop, hardened steel insert, ceramic detent ball. Let's wipe this down a little bit. Looks pretty damn clean in any case. So here's for the travel of your stop, which obviously is attached to the blade. And you got ceramic bearings here. See, I just kind of fit it back over like that. Okay, so yeah, and I prefer my bearings to kind of face that way. I know it's probably a BS thing in any case. Whatever, you know, floats your boat is fine. And there's the little S35 VN down here. So they really did not billboard this. And they've really gotten away from that, haven't they? I mean, if you guys noticed, I have. And they're really making it. I mean, look at my Roxy 4. That's it. Well, I'm sure the blade steel's on that flipper tab somewhere, but that's it. No other billboarding. And so there's your detent track, etc. Looks pretty clean. I mean, I'm just doing a little bit of buffing up here. And yeah, they had them, the inside here facing the blade on both ways. I'm going to put it back together different than that. And then, of course, pop this out and take a look at this. Let me wipe it down first. There's going to be a little notch somewhere on here. There it is. There's the notch. So as that the E faces this way to the right on the presentation side, that clicks down into a notch. That, here's the presentation side. Let me give that a little cleaning, but see, and there's the little notch that it kicks down onto. It's hard to see, it's all the same color. Easier to see there. Okay, so that's just something to be aware of. When you put a knife back together, you don't want to do it backwards like good old LTK's done many, many, many times. You'd think I'd learn finally, right? But no. And so there's the actual steel washer, which didn't come out, and I'm not going to worry about that. But there we go. And we get this positioned. And yes, it's positioned because now this pivot will not turn. Okay. So then we can stack it back together. We can put the blade back in, put my lube back on, and see where we go from there. And we've got different types of screws here. We got different lengths. No, those look the same. This one, of course, for the pocket clip is longer because it was going through the clip. So where's my little lovely KPL? It's handy and it's here, so we're going to use it. And gonna put a little bit of that. Let's go here and here and hit the detent track and throw me a bearing. right there. I'll kick some more on here. What the hell? Ah, don't stab yourself. Okay, now, got that baby plunked, face down. Come on. And put this right on top. Put my pivot surround back and put the main screw in. These are really so easy to take apart and put back together. And then we got a couple more screws. Well, we got 2 body screws that we're going to plunk in here if we can. These are really short little buggers. Yes, thank you. Next, tiny. And yes, it fell in. Rather be lucky than good. And there, and then throw this plunker right down in. It had some stuff, didn't it? A little bit of thread locker, kicking it on there. And to hell with it. Why was I going to pull the pocket clip off? Hell no. Hell no. There you go. Now, obviously we're not centered up, so we ain't got this thing done yet. So let's find out where we need to be. I'm going to kick into this middle position because I want to feel it. Okay. And it's pretty centered up. Let me see. Oh, I got a little bit of blade play in there still. I don't want that. Okay. I think it's still centered though. Still got blade play. Well. Okay. Now we brought it back. We hit it dancing side by side, side to side. And no, we're solid now. We're maybe more solid than we wanted to be. Yeah, we need to back it off just a tad. We want a little action here. Let me... No, okay, we're still good. Yeah, reasonably good. It's still not as droppy as it was when I first got it, although I got probably enough freaking lube in there. Choke a horse, so... Okay, that's good. It's there. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Nice. I like these. Wow. That's really cool. That, you know, really, I hate to say this, but I got this knife, the Miscreant. Hold on. And I got the Roxy 4 at the same time, okay? If I had to say goodbye to one of them, I think it'd be the Roxy 4, and that's tough because that's a good one. My other one is my Malice, the Wii Malice 911. That Ferrum Forge design, that's really a good one. These are really 3 good models if you had the Malice as well with these 2. Man, tough decisions. But wow. Oh, well, one that I won't let go is my 614. So 614, big, huge dog, gigantic. But I love everything about it. But isn't it weird? If you're sitting down to have to choose, which one would you take? If you have both of the Roxy 4 and the Miscreant, I don't know. Myself, I think I'd keep the Miscreant. Yeah, because I got this. This is a honker. So I could probably live without this and have the Malice is fine. But this is really, really good. Miscreant, wow, it's just so crazy different. That Zinker design, as light as it is, as handy as it is, as well balanced as it is in the hand, it's just really like it. Really do. Didn't think I was going to like it that much, but the more I've had it in my hand, the more I've liked it. All right, I'm going to cut you loose. Take care. Thank you so much. You know what we do around here. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.